Carrie here from Miss Carrie's Creations, and today we are going to use the Artfully Scent collection in Cricut Design Space to make a simple rainy day shaker card. Before we get started with the Design Space tutorial, go ahead and click that subscribe button and notification icon so that you are notified when new videos are added. So here I am in my image library under image sets, and I am searching for that Artfully Scent collection. This Close to My Heart collection is perfect for card makers. We have card fronts, card bases, three-dimensional cards, multifold cards, over 415 images in this collection. I am searching for a card that I want to specifically turn into a shaker card for you today. This is the one that we're going to be using. It is called Rest, Relax, Repeat, and I'm just going to go ahead and place that into my canvas. I'm going to start by duplicating this image and then hiding the duplicate. Since I'm going to manipulate it quite a bit, I want to keep a copy of the original in my layers panel so I can grab it later if I need it. Now I'm going to ungroup this image and pull those images apart. I want to slice off just that front panel of the card to start building my shaker. Before I use the slice function, I do need to get rid of that score line. Now normally you would just detach it, but since we don't need it, I'm just going to delete it. While the image was grouped, I did resize the image to an A2 size card, which means that this square image I'm inserting also needs to be sized to an A2 card front, which is 4.25 by 5.5. You're going to want to make sure that that lock icon is unlocked before you insert both of those measurements. Now I'm going to use the align function to place that rectangle right over the card front. I'm going to align right, and then I'm going to align top, and now this rectangle is placed where I want to slice the image. I'm going to select both of those images and choose slice. When you look into the layers panel, you will see all of the slice results, or all of the parts and pieces that were sliced apart using that function. I just need this gray portion here so I can go ahead and delete the items I don't need. I've gone ahead and aligned my images here and realized I do not want the Rest, Relax, Repeat to be part of the shaker. So I'm going to use the contour feature to remove each one of those letters from the front of the card. I like that we have this contour feature in Cricut Design Space. It allows us to get rid of cut lines or contours on an image and manipulate it to make it match our project. Once those contours or bits of text had been removed, I now have a solid surface to stamp my sentiment. Now I want to create the base for my card, so I'm going to unhide that original card that I inserted into my canvas. I'm going to go ahead and delete the background piece, and then I want to contour out all of those images. So I first need to detach the score line. I'll select that image, choose the contour tool again, choose hide all contours, and now I have a solid card base for my shaker card. Now I need to reattach that score line, so I'm going to select both images, choose attach, and now I have a nice solid base for my shaker card. If you're planning on using an A2 card base that you have in your stash, you could eliminate this step and use that card base instead. Now let me show you how I assembled this card. This card is for a green colored air challenge. So I have some Aurora patterned paper, some emerald cardstock, and I'm going to be using vellum for my shaker portion instead of acetate. I also have some evergreen ink, and I'm going to be using this stamp set, A Million Little Things. I am going to be using this stamp set a bunch this season. I just love all of the images and the sentiments. I'm going to start out by stamping the sentiment onto that white daisy shaker card frame. This is a new stamp, so I do need to season it a little bit. I like to use the back of my Versamat for that. After the stamp has been seasoned, I'll just stamp the sentiment using some evergreen ink. I chose to keep the embellishment very simple. I just wrapped some green thread around the base of the card. This is simple sewing thread and very easy to do using some Scotch tape. Now I'm going to glue down that vellum onto the back of the card. I chose to use vellum instead of acetate to give it a cloud-like appearance, like a rainy day. I really like the way it mutes that green patterned paper, and it also allows that daisy flower to pop up off the front of the card. The pattern paper I chose for the background is from our Aurora collection, and this is only available through the end of June. All of the papers in this collection have an outdoorsy feel, and I love how this plaid pattern pops through that vellum. The next step in the process is to build a dam around the back of the shaker frame to hold my sequence. At this point, I realized I was out of my thin foam tape, so I have cut apart some of these old shaker squares, and I am tediously building the dam on the back. I did fast forward the video so that you did not have to watch this tedious process. You probably have foam tape in your collection that would allow you to do this a lot faster. I do suggest you build a little dam down here so your shakers don't end up down at the bottom. And now we begin the process of peeling the backs off of all of these squares. Again, I have fast forwarded the video so that we can go ahead and move on to adding those little julep sequins. When you order your sequins from Close to My Heart, they come in a zip top bag. I found these cute vintage jars at Michael's, and they work perfectly for storing the sequins in my craft room. After you've poured them into the shaker portion of the card, you are going to want to separate out the sequins a little bit. Some of them do stick together, and if they're stuck together, they won't shake very well in the card. Before you add the back, you do want to put a little bit of anti-static powder onto it to prevent the sequins from sticking, and then we're just going to apply the back of the card over that shaker frame. And here is our rainy day shaker card using that image from the Artfully Scent collection. I love how simple this card is, and I especially love the look of the vellum in place of the acetate. It reminds me of those low-lying clouds on a rainy day. I hope that this project has inspired you to take another look at our Artfully Scent collection and create a shaker card of your own. If you do, we would love to see you enter into one of our Color Dare challenges. New projects are added every week to my blog and YouTube channel. If you enjoyed today's project and wish to see more in the future, make sure to click that subscribe button and notification icon so you are notified when new videos are added. If you would like to see more Cricut tutorials like this one, you can click on the collection icon above. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I can't wait to see what you create.